Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon. Last time we were enjoying a peaceful little sail across the ocean to get to our next destination when suddenly we were rammed into by this weird, creepy ghost ship. So, of course, what else are we going to do but explore it? So right out of the gate here, one thing you need to take note of is these blue flames that appear, like this one that's right behind me and this one that's coming up those stairs. If you touch any of these, you will get into a battle with some enemies. As such, our indicator is always going to be red above our head there. That doesn't mean we're always about to be in a battle, that's just one of those that all of the encounters are on the field. So, you know, don't dawdle around too long up there, otherwise more will start spawning. Otherwise, you'll see a lot of hallways like this, where we'll have to avoid the flames if we want to avoid battles. So it looks like this ship is just teeming with ghost crewmen, which is always fun. And we don't actually need to head to that door, we would find out that it's currently locked. So to save us the trouble of having to dodge those things or having to fight a battle, we'll just head back and go the correct way. So we need to head down into the ship here. It looks like we're going to get a little scene first, though. I don't want to die. Well, considering your name right now is Ghost Crew A, I think it's a little too late for that. Something very wrong happened on this ship, if you couldn't tell. Alright, so let's let this flame get out of the way. We'll probably end up fighting some enemies at some point. Honestly, hopefully not, because they're kind of annoying in some respects, but, you know, whatever happens, happens. Some kind of weird, I don't know, I always thought he kind of looked like a worm. Weird worm guy went in the door here, so we can dodge these flames if we walk carefully in between them. Go in the door. You can also go back upstairs and avoid them that way, because they'll still be like kind of spawning whenever you enter the hallway, so you can sort of slip through before they appear. Yeah, I guess what's gonna happen there. Those conspicuous piles of bones weren't nothing after all, huh? Alright, so forced battle here. These guys aren't too bad. They're pretty much just the normal standard enemies of this place. You know, I figure a weird ghost ship, why not have skeleton sailors, right, with swords? Alright, so pretty much standard strategy here. These skeletons don't have too much going for them, just normal attacks. They take a few hits to kill, so no big deal here. I do like how they completely collapse into a pile of bones and then come back up every time you hit them. That's a really good animation. So I managed to stun one, that's good. We can just ignore him for now. And of course, Albert's just doing all kinds of work over there.
Take that, flurry of sticks!
Would be cool if we could have stunned the other one too, keep them from. Actually, I think we can keep them from attacking altogether. Dart should finish this guy. So since we're probably not going to get to see the other guys attack, as you may have guessed, they've got a couple different attacks. They'll hit you with their sword, or they will do bone throwing, and some text actually pops up on the screen. It says bone throwing. So, you know, both of those are just straight up damage. There's not really anything to worry about there. Well, that's about as well as that battle could possibly go. And a little bit of golden experience, nothing too much. That was close. I mean, we didn't get hit at all, and we were in absolutely no danger, and we're still in full health, but phew, that was close. I don't know, I always kind of have a problem with those kinds of dialogues. Like, if the fight wasn't close, don't say that was close. Like, they should be able to tell, like, oh, you're still at full health, so don't say that was close. I don't know. Another treasure chest, another couple skeletons. I think I can deduce what's going to happen. Well, what do you know, it's that guy again. I like his hat, by the way. I don't know why this guy is so stylish, but I like it. So this time you notice he's not running away, and yes, that does in fact mean he's going to be joining the battle himself, so we'll get to check him out. He's not a boss or anything, don't worry. Yeah, so he's got like a hat and a cane. I wonder if he's got a monocle too, you just can't see. So there's bone throwing. And it's the Magician Bogey. Weird name, but we'll go with it. Let's take out the skeletons first, because they'll take a couple hits and they're just mildly annoying. Dart and Haschel are doing roughly the same damage. Not quite enough to finish one skeleton off, unfortunately. And then Albert's still just in a league of his own. Like, I guess they just really didn't intend for you to get Albert's final edition so early, because it's super overpowered right now. But, you know, they give it to you. Like, he learns all his editions super fast. So now we get to take on the Magician Bogey. As you saw there, his normal attack is just kind of like a cane attack. He'll have a different one whenever he, you know, gets into more critical health. But for now, that's basically all he's doing. And of course, wouldn't be a special enemy without a little bit of health to go along with it. And he's done. So again, nothing too hard. No, he got away. Thought we finished him, but I guess not. It ran away. Yep, sure did. Well, only one more room to go to in this hallway. It's at the very end. Might as well grab what's in the box here. It is 50 gold. All right. Rolling in the money. So a couple things going on here. First, let's check out the treasure chest. This one actually has money and not an enemy in it. Oh, well, this one doesn't. And this is one thing I never really understood. Like, is it trying to say something? Like, for the longest time, I've tried to figure out, like, does this mean something? Is there some secret in here? But, you know, it does the same thing every time, and it just kind of, like, rattles here, and then rattles here, and then goes here. I don't think it's actually trying to say something. I feel like they just put that in there to throw you off. So eventually you just corner it, and, oh, look, 3 of these guys. That looks fun. So, you know, this battle is basically just against 3 of the same enemy we saw before, which makes it take a little bit longer, so we may be speeding some things up here a little bit, but we might get to see its other attack. Otherwise, you know, its cane attack is literally nothing to worry about. Alright, so let's start getting some hits. Hopefully we can stun some people, and we can ignore them until we finish the other ones. Alright, there's one down. Nice, got a stun on the second one, so we can just forget about him. He'll pretty much stay stunned as far as I know, unless we hit him again, so that means we can just focus our attention onto the third one. We don't have to worry about the second one at all. And the third one's down, now back to the stunned one. Did we stun him again? That would have been great. Yep. So normally attacking removes the stun, but since we got another stun after that, then he still was stunned after the attack, so that's pretty good. So here the stun should be lifted. Yep, there it goes. But Haschel will go again and we'll finish him before he can do anything. Alright, well, that's the last time we're gonna see those guys. So, since we're never gonna see them again, their other attack is kind of like they take off their hat and like a bunch of bats come flying out of their hat, and it'll hit them and usually stun the person that it hits. Alright, and the 3 bogeys are down. Ah, chest is on fire. Oh look, it's the ghost captain. Please come to the captain's cabin. Will do. And we can also check these out. Ah, ghosts. So these guys are gonna give us some numbers. It's worth writing these numbers down for something a little bit later. So looks like we've got a 0, 2, 2 again, and a 5. May evil come to the person who attempts to solve the riddle of the number. We'll figure that out later. Alright, so let's make our way back. Hopefully we can avoid the flames. This one's a little tricky. If we just walk slowly, we can get through. They left a pretty big gap there, so we made it through without too much trouble. Alright, so now we go to the captain's cabin. Let's quickly go through here. And this hallway, I usually end up having to fight somebody, because you can't just run through before the flames spawn because there's that little cutscene, and you can't fit through like a 1 flame wide gap. So you can't just like get on the edge or something. Maybe if you do something like that, cool. Actually made it. I don't usually make that, but you know, hey, got lucky, I'll take it. Portrait of a beautiful woman. Seems like the queen of some country, huh? Well, we did figure out this ship was from Mille Ciseaux, so... Also, this is not a very flattering camera angle for their faces. Look at Albert's face. It's like melting at the end of Indiana Jones and, you know, when he got the Holy Grail and they open the chest, it's like melting off of his skull. That's really weird. Maybe should have picked a little bit of a better camera angle for this. Killed the crew, the nanny, knights, me, and the newborn princess. Yee. The black monster? Uh-oh. We couldn't protect the princess, so we couldn't finish dying. Please destroy the fear. Please send the souls of the knights to rest. Well, I guess we'll do what we can. Rose, don't do the weird 3 dots thing. That just makes you look weird and suspicious. Alright, 200 gold, that's actually pretty good. And 100 gold, so total of 300 there. And we can take this shiny thing on the ground, look at the key of the phantom ship. Cool. Alright, now let's see if we have the same luck making it back out. Probably not. This way through here. Nice. Cool. Well, I don't think I've ever hit that going both ways before, so sweet. You know, we should probably see some of the enemies. I guess I'll get in one fight here real quick, just so we can see what we're up against. It's not like there are too many enemy variations here anyway. Whoa. So these must have been the knights the captain was talking about, huh? And Albert recounting the tale of the black monster. A moonchild descends upon the earth, filled the world with holy bliss. However, what was actually brought was the child of destruction, the black monster. Man, Rose, stop being all weird. Sorry, what was I thinking? Uh-huh. I guess. I don't know, I'd be questioning that a little bit. Let's go ahead and just touch this flame. We'll get in the fight here and see what we're up against. There's only a few different types of enemies on this ship, nothing too big. Hopefully we can just get both of them here and be done with it. Yep, here we go. Alright, so we've got these little flaming eyeball things, and then my favorite enemy name, I believe, after we get a chance to target it, is just death. We're just straight up fighting death. Like, that seems like it should be way harder than just a random encounter. So I usually go for the will-o-wisps. Yeah, the thing is, you know, high speed, high evasion, that kind of thing. But low health, and they'll usually die in one hit, especially from Albert. He kills a lot of things in one hit. And they do fairly weak damage too, so they're kind of just minor annoyance enemies, really.
Flurry of sticks.
So really, as long as you can hit it, you can finish it off. So now we're gonna fight Death. If I'm not mistaken, I think Death actually has an instant kill attack, which would make sense. But hopefully we won't see it, and if we do, we can just recover afterwards, because I don't have a talisman on anyone or anything.
Crack dance.
As you can see, also has fairly low health. Just a couple shots will take him down. So there we go, we have killed Death. We have conquered Death itself. So, nothing to worry about now, I guess. Alright, so normally you'd go into this door to progress, but let's head back a little bit. If you remember the riddle of the numbers that we encountered earlier, we're actually going to solve it now. We want to head into this back room here, and I think once we do, we'll get a little bit of text. Or not. So there's this chest here, and it says there are 3 numbers. And we can combine the numbers that those ghosts were saying and then put them here. So we can arrange the numbers if we want. Now, the ghost gave us 4 numbers, obviously, so there's going to be a handful of combinations. It turns out there's 24 in total, assuming you get 4 unique numbers. Our numbers, if you don't remember, were 0, 2, 2, 5. Since the 2 repeats, there's a lesser amount of combinations. Off the top of my head, I think 12, since it just, like, you know, cuts 1 layer out of the equation. So, there's a little trick to this. If we want to figure out what the combination is, let's just start with the 0, 2, 2, and this one's, you know, just a basic guess. We don't have any information. So it says it doesn't open, and then we have these 3 dots. There are 2 different responses we can get. It'll either give us these 3 dots, or it'll tell us just how many tries do you have left. If we get these 3 dots, then that means that we have at least 1 number in the correct position. So since we guessed 0, 2, 2, and we were told that at least 1 number was in the correct position, that eliminates a few choices. Not too many at this point, but we know that 0, 2, 2, and then, like, you know, 3 other ones or something like that are not the answer. So let's try a different one. Let's just go with 0, 2, 5. We'll see what it tells us. Again, with the 3 dots. Alright, so that eliminates some more numbers. We'll arrange them again. This time, let's try 0, 5, 2. And this time, it tells us how many tries we have left, which is 7. You start with 10 tries your first time. So this time, we know that none of the numbers are in the correct position, so that'll allow us to eliminate some more. At this point, there's only 3 different tries. There's only 3 different numbers that are still left to pick. So if we arrange them again, the first one is, we'll try 2, 2, 0. And that was correct, and we get a stun guard. So the way this works is you're going to have to open this chest multiple times if you want to try to get everything. The first time you get 10 tries, the second time you get 8, then 6, then 4, then 2. And you get a different reward each different time that you try it. If you open it with only 2 tries, that the last time, if you open it when you only get 2 tries, you get an Ultimate War God, which is automatic additions, but full damage and SP gain from it. So it's a nice little thing to have, but I don't know, maybe not worth the trouble. If you want to use those hints and you know how that works, it's mathematically guaranteed that you will always find it within 6 tries or less. So the first few times are guaranteed, and if you know the methodology, you might as well get those. I'm just going to skip it because I'm lazy. But, you know, that's basically how it works. Let's see if we can get one that has 4 unique numbers, just to maybe make it a little bit more clear. Alright, so this time we got the 4 numbers 5, 6, 8, 9. So we'll go back to the chest and try the same process with these new numbers. Alright, so we're back at the chest again, and this time we do have all 24 combinations, so we're going to have a lot of numbers to pick from. Picking randomly here, without knowing those clues, you'd have a pretty low chance of guessing. We're on our 2nd try now, which means we have 8 guesses, but again, if we know the process, we can do it within 6 for sure. So we shouldn't have any problems here. So let's start with our first guess. We'll just use the first 3 numbers, 5, 6, and 8. And it will tell us that we do have at least 1 correct. So we'll mark off all of those where like none of them are the same. So we'll arrange the numbers again. Let's just try one different here. We'll try 5, 6, 9. And again, we have one correct. Arrange the numbers one more time. We'll get 5, 8, and 6. Doesn't open. But as you can see, it just tells us how many more tries we have. So we'll mark off, since we know that 5, 8, and 6, 5 is definitely not in the first spot, 8 is definitely not in the second, 6 is definitely not in the third. We can mark off every number where those are true. So, whoop, I didn't mean to do nothing there. Let's go ahead and arrange numbers. So this time we've only got 4 different possibilities that are still on the board. We'll try 8, 6, 5, and that opened it. So there we go. We get the panic guard. So there you go. It's just one of those things. The key to being able to do this is knowing the different responses. The 3 dots means you have at least one number in the correct position. Just telling you you have 6 tries left or whatever means that there are no numbers in the correct position. So, using that, you can sort of whittle it down. It's, by the time you get to the end and you've only got 2 guesses, it's basically luck. You're really not guaranteed to win at that point. And I've analyzed this a lot. It seems to be random. Unfortunately, I don't really have any better advice than that. There's one pattern I've seen that's really weird. Like, it'll give you a low number, say like 3, 4, and then the third number will be 3 again, and then the last number will be the highest number. It seems like it'll be either the first 3 numbers or the first, the second, and the fourth. That's the only number I've ever been able to find a pattern on, so do with that what you will. Otherwise, if you want to spend your time to get the Ultimate War God, that's how you do it. But we will be moving on at this point. Alright, so now that we got the key, we can open the lock here on this door. Before we actually step inside, though, I'm going to be doing a little bit of switching around. I'm actually going to replace Haschel with Shauna, believe it or not. Oh man, Shauna's in our party. She's not going to be for long, but we're just going to keep her here for one little thing. In order for her to survive, she is going to need some kind of help. So either the therapy ring or I'm going to try to give her the physical ring. Somebody might have it at the moment. Oh, Albert has it. We need to change that, actually. Let's give him the bandit's ring again to make him go faster. Haschel, actually, we're going to give the therapy ring to. And Shauna, we're going to give the physical ring. Just to give her a little bit more health, because really she needs it. I'm also going to go back and rest and recover her health real quick. Alright, so now let's head through the newly opened door. And we are just about done with this place. Check the chest at the end, I might as well. We'll get a bravery amulet. Protects against fearfulness, I think, so might be useful to have around. Head of the Ghost Knights. Wait, we're not the black monster. Using human words to fool us. Yeah, it seems we're not gonna get away. There's a lot of these guys, though. It looks like it's already cost your life. I like how none of these guys seem to realize they're dead. Alright, well, looks like a fight's inevitable here, so let's do it. Alright, so we're now fighting the Ghost Knights, and Shauna gets to go first. So we're going to take a look at these guys, the Ghost Knights and the Ghost Commander. Obviously, the Ghost Commander's got more health. There's a trick to this fight, and the trick is that you have to defeat all of the enemies at basically the same time. They'll stay down for a few rounds, but eventually they'll get back up if you haven't taken out all of the rest of them by that point. So basically what you need to do is kind of whittle them down until you get to a point where you can take out most of them really with one attack. That's why we brought Shauna along, and that's also why we bought that dancing ray item or whatever it was called before we got onto the ship. However, Shauna's not really going to be helping us out. We're going to have her guard for the time being. And we're going to focus our attacks on the commander. So with Shauna and the dancing ray attacks, we can actually take out the rest of those knights with one attack. So we're not really going to worry about them at all. They're going to be going after Shauna a fair amount, and she's going to take quite a lot of damage. So we may have to do a little bit of work to keep her alive. But basically, we just want to get the Ghost Commander down into the red, and that way we can finish all of the other ones with one attack, and then either finish the Commander himself, or, you know, we'll be able to take him down very shortly after that.
Yes. Go. Dance.
Otherwise, these guys aren't too threatening. The Ghost Commander has some somewhat annoying attacks. He can leech health. He can also have an attack which seems to take off exactly half of your current health. So, you know, it's one of those things that if you're already at low health, maybe it's a blessing that he's not doing a normal attack. But, you know, if you're at full health, then it's going to do quite a lot. And this attack here, I think it's a stun attack. You notice it's trying to do a status at the end, but I think because Shauna's guarding, she's protecting against it. This is one of the Knight Commander's attacks that I was talking about. Actually... Oh, that's a Fearfulness attack. That's one you don't see very often. We're going to have to recover that because we don't want Albert doing half damage. That takes a lot of his potency away. So let's get one of those Mind Purifiers, not body, but mind. And that'll get Albert fighting again. We're just going to keep guarding with Shauna because she really needs it in order to stay alive. I don't want to have to be using too many items. So you can see we've already got the Commander in the yellow. We're doing some decent damage here.
Blossom Storm.
Other things you can do, you can bring like Meru in, for example. I brought Shauna in because I think she might have some bonus using a light attack element as a light character. Also, if you've been using Shauna and she's gained Dragoon levels at this point, she has an offensive magic that can really make pretty quick work of this fight. Okay, he's in the red. I think we might just go ahead and do this. So let's go ahead and look at the Dancing Ray. This is one where we're going to have to tap the X button, so we'll have to do that. Alright, and as you can see, that was enough to actually take out all of them, so the battle's finished. It's not too bad if you figure out something like that to get some kind of hard-hitting, all-hitting attack that you can take all of them out with. So Sean's going to get a fair share of experience. She actually gained 2 levels there, from 15 to 17, so Hashel's 20, Meru's 19, Kongo's 20. Alright. So after mistaking us for the black monster, it appears the knight thinks Shauna is this princess, so I don't know, because it works out in the end. Hard to tell if there's something there, or if, you know, maybe you just get confused when you die, who knows. Well, either way, the door is open, so I guess we'll go. Alright, treasure chest, let's check that first. A dancing dagger. I think that's an attack item. I don't think that's like an actual dagger. Let's see. It may not be in our use list. Let's see. Okay, we can't use it. Just list, please. And... well, maybe not. I don't see it in this list. Let's see. Dancing dagger. Where would that be? Who would that go to? There it is. Looks like it's a new weapon for Rose, so hey, we'll put that on. Why not? Check the little crib here. Looks like that set something off. Oh, look, more ghosts. It's like a ghost nanny. Oh, well, ghost nanny, there you go. Another ghost, thinking Shauna's this princess, huh? And she does say 18 years, and Shauna does happen to be 18 years old. Seems like maybe there are too many coincidences here, I don't know. Well, that sure was weird. Uh-oh. Yeah, we should probably get out of here. That doesn't look good. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to skip that. I think she just said everything's fixed and we're ready to depart. So now we just have to relax and wait for Dart and the others to come back. Ah. Spirits disappeared, it seems. And the ship along with it. Quick, let's all just jump inside of Shauna.